daybreak, in the silent blood-stained alley, Luo Feng stood there alone waiting. Luo Feng looked up. In the distance, a green light was swiftly flying over. It finally reduced its speed and revealed a human silhouette. It was a green-haired youth stepping on a green wheel-like spirit weapon with razor-sharp edges. As he slowed down, the green-haired youth descended, landing about 100 m away from Luo Feng. "I didn't expect you to shout so loudly." The green-haired youth looked at Luo Feng, his eyes seemingly laughing. "You're raw. Everyone in the city must have heard you. Let them hear it." Luo Feng stood there. His entire body seemed to be a condensed blade full of anger and energy. His anger was extremely heavy. I wonder what this madman does in reality, to exhibit such a strong aura. The green-haired youth thought. He wouldn't even have thought that Luo Feng had possessed the golden horned beast, a being that lived to slaughter. This possession had given him many benefits. If he hadn't done this, with only the inheritance of the Yunmo planet, he would only be capable of making waves in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. But with the possession, it's allowed him to become one of the top geniuses in the entire human race of the universe. It could be said that he was destined for even bigger things, and could not be restricted to just the Black Dragon Mountain star field. This was the greatest benefit the Golden Horned Beast had brought. Its shortcomings, however, were that it brought with it increased savagery and brutality. He had kept the shortcoming under control before, but in this first world, Luo Feng had completely let it out. Luo Feng's cold eyes swept, gazing in the distant surroundings. In the distant residential buildings, in a few shop houses, or a few alley forks, he could make out a few human silhouettes. Also in the sky, he could see human silhouettes that had flown over and landed about. It's madman. The other one is Windmill. It's indeed the two of them. The one roaring before, I guess, was madman, and in our city, only madman would dare pick a challenge with Windmill. It's too thrilling. And on this final day, madman is going against Windmill. Madman, Windmill, who will win? Who knows? Madman, that guy is capable of doing anything. Devil, Ice Thread and Bones, these three all died under madman's hands. However, even more geniuses have been killed by Windmill. These two, it's really hard to say. Within a short time, many warriors had gathered about within a distance of 1,000 meters between the two, spectating from shop houses, residential buildings, etc. This fight was set to become the city's most elite and thrilling battle. In the alley, Luo Feng and the green-haired youth faced off. Quite a lot of people have gathered. Luo Feng's gaze swept the distant areas. They were all caught here by your roar. The green-haired youth said, "Now it's troublesome. Our battle, if one wins cleanly, then it would be okay. However, if it's a tragic win, winning but suffering heavy injuries, that'll definitely attract all the strong warriors around to surround us and attack. Because the victor among us would definitely have shocking amounts of points, it'll make the others go crazy for it." Luo Feng nodded. In reality, his internal world could swiftly recover injuries. However, in this first world, his body's cells and regeneration was similar to everybody else. Any injuries would mean trouble. "From what I see, we should kill them all first, then face off," Luo Feng said. The green-haired youth was taken aback, thinking that this guy before him was indeed crazy enough. "All right." The green-haired youth said loudly, "That makes sense. To prevent anyone from interrupting, we'll first have to kill everybody." His voice reverberated about openly, causing all who were hiding within the surrounding little districts and alleys to get a shock. As this green-haired youth was speaking loudly, it was obvious he was trying to let all the spectators in the distance know and retreat. However, that way, their killing efficiency would be greatly reduced. "You sure are kind." Luo Feng glanced at him and immediately jumped on the soaring shuttle and headed towards the closest residential building. The green-haired youth laughed. "I'm just afraid of the hassle." The two stepped on their spirit weapons and swiftly flew to the residential building besides them. Quickly flee. That madman and Windmill, they've gone mad. Let's go, they are coming over. Immediately, silhouettes madly fled in all directions, all scurrying about. The geniuses that had survived till now, many had strength close to Thunder God, or were even stronger than him. However, against the two strongest powers in this city, Madman and Windmill, they all chose to flee. Come with me. After killing a bunch of people, Luo Feng communicated to Windmill. Following which he led the way down to an underground alley. The green-haired youth followed closely in. This city's underground tunnels can lead to anywhere the city. Luo Feng and the green-haired youth followed the tunnels at breakneck speed, and after a while, exiting through one of the exits. By now, they were already at the north part of the city. This place was filled with villas. These villas were all pretty similar to the villa constructs on Earth, spread throughout a few kilometers in area. Luo Feng and Windmill stood on separate roofs, staring at each other. Windmill. Luo Feng's heart was akin to a sea of blood, filled with killing intent and rage. However, the sea was incomparably calm, as not even a ripple could be seen on it. Savage but ice cold. This was a special quality of the golden horned beast. Even though it enjoyed killing madly, it was always extremely calm. This Windmill is much stronger than the three before. Luo Feng thought, today is the final day of the elimination. This battle should also be the final one. The green-haired youth looked at Luo Feng, smiling. Madman, I'm very curious, what's your current rank? No one knew each other's true names, hence they didn't know their rankings. 102. Luo Feng looked at the green-haired youth and knew. 42, he replied. Luo Feng was instantly shocked. From the ranking alone, one could perceive the opponent's power. His own ranking was 102, because of killing Devil, Bones and Ice Thread, as these three were among the top 10 in this city. Although he had acquired a decent amount of points from killing them, these three were in the 200 to 300 ranking. And the strongest in this city, Windmill, was actually only ranked 42. How did you get so many points? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. When one achieves number 1 rank in this world, they can immediately enter the name list of the Ganwu Universe country's top 1000. Hence many absolute warriors, after massacring in their own city, would head to other cities to hunt. The green-haired youth smiled. By staying within one's own city, it's impossible to become number 1. There was a strong warrior who came over to our city before. However, he was killed by me. The green-haired youth said, from him, I acquired over 10 million points. Over 10 million. Luo Feng was utterly shocked. An absolute warrior from another city gave Windmill over 10 million points. This Windmill's total points were definitely crazy. Ranking 42 was normal. That absolute warrior has been the only one who forced me to use my full strength up till now. The green-haired youth stared at Luo Feng, his eyes filled with anticipation. Madman, this is the final battle. No matter who wins or loses, it's certain that we'll make it through the elimination. I hope you use your full strength. Without a worthy opponent, it's really boring. The green-haired youth's eyes gleamed with madness. Luo Feng looked at the distant green-haired youth, his competitiveness burning within. Then let's cut the chatter. Luo Feng roared. Rumble. A glaring gold light immediately burst out from his body as large amounts of golden threads formed a golden energy flow. A golden fish swam, like a fish in water in that light, swiftly heading towards the distant green-haired youth. Rumble. The green-haired youth's body immediately released a green energy flow. Simultaneously a complex will-like spirit weapon appeared before him. The round will swiftly rotated. At the same time the green energy had formed a pathway that swiftly blocked the golden fish. Dang. 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 Clashes resounded over and over again. The two spirit weapons clashed in mid-air. Luo Feng's soaring shuttle and the green-haired youth's green disc faced off. These two were absolute genius spirit readers, and both of them had actually stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. Unlike Devil with his 4 arms, this green-haired youth relied only on the round wheel to block Luo Feng's goldfish's every attack. Of course, his extremely fast round wheel was unable to completely suppress Luo Feng's weapon. Windmill, that's all you got. Luo Feng roared. The golden fish infused with threads of gold origin laws was incomparably flexible, dodging the edge of the blade and smashing into the wheel's surface. Following which with lightning speed, shot out towards the green-haired youth. Su, very good. The green-haired youth's wheel below his feet, and the wheel he used to attack with was the same spirit weapon. The wheel beneath his feet suddenly shot out to deflect the golden fish. Simultaneously, the wheel actually split apart into 2 semi-discs. These 2 discs worked together and madly revolved around each other. Madman, the other city's warrior was the first and you are the second person to make me use my full strength. The green-haired youth's eyes gleamed. Dang. Dang. With a quick clash, the 2 semi-discs acted like 2 crescent moons revolving around each other, feeding off each other's energy. Their speeds were constantly rising and getting harder to read. Their effect on each other caused Luo Feng's single golden fish to be somewhat panicked, seemingly getting fatigued by their interceptions, too fast and too hard to predict. Luo Feng could feel that the 2 discs were infused with some origin laws. Just like the universe, almost like 2 planets orbiting about each other. These 2 discs were infused with some peculiar form of energy. Before, when Windmill's reputation soared throughout the city, he relied on his spirit weapon's incomparably swift and fierce movements. However, when the disc split into 2, its speed, power, and movement all soared greatly. It completely displayed to Luo Feng what Windmill's reputation was all about. It completely suppressed Luo Feng. Kai, one of the discs actually suppressed the golden fish, while the other shot as quick as lightning towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng immediately used the soaring shuttle to retreat, simultaneously using his shield. Dang. The disc clashed into the shield which was in Luo Feng's hand. Taking the impact from that fierce wind-powered disc infused with origin law powers, caused Luo Feng's entire body to be knocked backwards, directly smashing into the roof portion of the villa, straight into the villa itself. The golden fish swiftly returned to the villa. Peng. The already shattered roof was once again exploded open. A human silhouette burst out from within. It was Luo Feng. He didn't look like a sorry figure at all. In fact, there was excitement in his eyes. The green-haired youth floated in mid-air as the 2 discs kept revolving in the surrounding. The green-haired youth realized there was a dark golden long rod on Luo Feng's back. That rod was very long and thick, almost like a dark golden wooden stake. Windmill, what you said was right. Without an opponent, it's indeed boring. In the air above the villa, Luo Feng's eyes gleamed with madness. You, Windmill, are the first to force me to use my strongest power. There's no choice, you are indeed very powerful. Without taking out this nan-shen armament, I really can't win. The green-haired youth's body was stunned. He looked shocked at the dark golden rod on Luo Feng's back. Nan-shen armament. The nan-shen armament is a weapon, which was infused with the 2 great origin laws of gold and space. It was one of the 9 ultimate weapons for the controller spirit readers. To actually use the nan-shen armament at the star level was an unbelievable thing to do. The nan-shen armament was separated into 9 levels. Just the first level alone required one to have a comprehension of the gold origin laws along with an extremely strong amplifier to unleash it properly. It took Luo Feng a few months in the actual world, along with 10 days of serious training in this elimination stage to finally get a grasp of the basics, and to reach a level where it may work. For a star level to actually master the first level would mean that he would be invincible in the same entire grade. Invincible, that alone represented its power, you can use the nan-shen armament. The green-haired youth's eyes was filled with shock. This is my first time actually using it in a battle. Luo Feng carried the dark golden long rod on his back, gently landing on an undamaged villa's roof. The green-haired youth couldn't help but feel nervous. After all, the reputation of the nan-shen armament was huge. The strong willpower and fighting spirit within him caused the youth to burn with passion as he shouted, "Madman, this is the final day for the elimination. To be able to meet an opponent like you, it really makes me happy. Make sure to use your full strength and let me see properly just how strong the legendary nan-shen armament is. I won't disappoint you." Luo Feng squinted. The two faced off with less than 100 meters between each other, standing on two separate rooftops. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed as he pointed at the green-haired youth. Immediately, the dark golden long rod released a beam of golden light. Those 9 cicada wing-thin little golden blades dispersed and their incredibly complex engravings began to emit a golden stream of energy and started to interlink. To actually connect them together into a perfect body was incredibly difficult. When he used the soaring shuttle in the past and was finally able to complete the swordfish formation, he still was not able to fully infuse it with the origin laws. And at this time, in an instant, he used all of his comprehension of the gold origin laws into one attack, putting his all into one move. Even after all this, Luo Feng could feel that his comprehension wasn't enough. He had only a basic grasp of this first level. He was still far from completing it. A dreamy golden orb engulfed in golden light revolved before Luo Feng. The entire dreamy golden blade was hard to see clearly. A powerful energy emitted from that golden blade, causing the space around to ripple. The dreamy golden blade immediately shot towards the distant green-haired youth. The instant that it shot out, because it was too fast, it became a golden rainbow, raw. The green-haired youth grit his teeth, the veins on his forehead straining and protruding as he used his full strength to control his spirit weapon, Ang. The two crescent discs were like two children playing with each other. One playing around while the other chased, making one unable to clearly see it as it soared into the wind to deflect that terrifying golden rainbow, rumble. The golden blade rainbow clashed into the two discs. With an explosion, the two discs were knocked away into the villa below. With a clang, one of the discs smashed into a window causing it to smash open immediately as glass shards flew in all directions. After the clash the golden blade stopped for a brief moment before becoming a golden rainbow again, and shot towards the green-haired youth. How can this be? The green-haired youth revealed shock and fear as the round disc below his feet split into two, becoming two crescent discs that went to intercept, rumble. The golden rainbow once again clashed with them and the two discs were knocked away again, following which, the golden rainbow shot towards the green-haired youth's body. He didn't even bother to dodge. He just stood there, staring straight at Luo Feng and communicating mentally, "Madman, I used the wrong move. The next time, I will definitely win, definitely." The voice roared within Luo Feng's ears as the golden rainbow pierced right through the youth's forehead. The green-haired youth's body fell from mid-air before rolling on the roof and landing within that villa. "You indeed made a mistake." Luo Feng landed beside that body, saying seriously, "You've already stepped into the gateway of the origin laws. Originally, it wouldn't have been that easy for me to kill you. But you chose to fight using force with force. Who else can you blame?" Even though he hadn't used the nan-shen armament before in a real battle, in the virtual universe slaughterhouse, in order to grow accustomed to the nan-shen armament, Luo Feng had chosen a variety of star-level opponents. All of them with different comprehension of the origin laws, be it gold, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, thunder, light, time or space, allowing him to gain lots of experience. Gold was hard and strong, extremely sharp and piercing. Wind was formless, flexible beyond compare. While walking different paths, the battle techniques and strategies would naturally have their own differences. Luo Feng had stepped into the gold origin law entrance. Hence, his attacks were naturally strong with a piercing form which destroyed everything before him. While using the most suitable gold origin law weapon nan-shen armament, his power was extreme. Windmill chose to use brute force to fight with Luo Feng. It wasn't strange for him to die. The main factor was that the green-haired youth Windmill was shocked and scared by the reputation of the nan-shen armament. Along with the fact that they were at a stalemate before, only right before death did he realize the best way to deal with madmen. The battle between madmen and Windmill caused a huge commotion, which attracted many geniuses from within the north district of the city. But by the time they actually arrived close enough to view the battle, it was already over. Windmill lost. Windmill was actually killed. That's too unbelievable. I didn't see Romley right. Even Windmill lost. Who can match up to madmen? In the distance, a group of geniuses were extremely shocked. Windmill was much stronger than Devil, Ice Thread and even Bones. Many of them had guessed and even believed that the winner of the fight between Madman and Windmill would have been Windmill. After all, Windmill's success was intrepid, and he had always been way above others, without any failure before. He had always been very relaxed, slaughtering all those who appeared in his path. Many had assumed from early on that this city's number one was Windmill, that Madman is too strong. Madman's final golden light, just what was that? Wasn't it said that Madman's skill from the spirit weapon was a golden fish, right? Since Madman killed Windmill, I wonder just how many points he would get. Although Windmill lost half his points, he definitely still has a lot. As for Madman, his points right now must be even higher than Windmill's. Luo Feng carried the dark golden long rod and flew away from the villa into a distant residential area, immediately landing on a balcony. 30th day of the elimination. Today is the final day. Luo Feng sat there quietly, arranging his thoughts. Of the 30 days, it was the final 20 days that he had immersed himself in the madness, totally committing himself to slaughtering. The number of people killed by him ranged in the thousands. From that bloodbath, the name Madman rose to new heights. However, Luo Feng didn't want to bring that mentality and form back to reality. Luo Feng sat cross-legged quietly while suppressing the bloodlust that ached from his bones, hiding it deep within. This Windmill really had so many points. Before this, his rank was indeed 42. Luo Feng looked down at the screen on his wrist. The numbers on it made people's hearts race. Participant: Luo Feng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire, points: 32,178,201 rank, 51 inch by killing Windmill. I actually acquired over 18 million points. Luo Feng was shocked. By killing an absolute warrior, the number of points one got was indeed abundant. Prior to this battle, he only had close to about 14 million, not even close to the earnings from just this one battle. However, Windmill did mention that he had killed a strong warrior from another city, getting over 10 million points. The fastest way to get points is to kill an absolute warrior. The best way is to go to each city and hunt. Luo Feng thought. For example, by killing every city's number one, he estimated that he could get over 100 million points. Of course, the requirement was to be able to kill them. When Luo Feng killed Windmill, his rank simply jumped from 102 to 51 directly. This attracted many of the Ganwu universe countries' powers and organizations to pay attention to him. Before, when he made it to the top 1001, the ones watching him were mostly the trillions of citizens in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. However, after making it to rank 51, things were different. The higher one standing got, the more crazy the strength levels were. Every world's top 3 could all be said to be true geniuses, who definitely stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. Every world's top 100, there would be some absolute geniuses, who've also stepped through the gateway of the origin laws. The difference in ranks were linked directly to each person's choices. Some absolute warriors like Luo Feng and Windmill, if they chose to not only stay within their own cities, but wander throughout the 91 cities and hunt the absolute warriors, they may meet certain brick walls. However, the higher possibility was that they'd be able to make it to the world's top 10. Search all of Luo Feng's information. This Luo Feng, to be able to reach rank 51, he must be a battle genius with a domain of at least level 8. He might even be a stronger absolute genius who's already begun to comprehend the origin laws. Black Dragon Mountain Empire. From that little out-of-the-way place, there's actually a genius who was able to make it to rank 51. It is rare indeed. Black Dragon Mountain Empire has always been a lower-level country within the Ganwu Universe country's many territories. At the time, within the enormous luxurious living room of the Universe ship, which gathered all of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's governing officials and royalty. Congratulations, Your Majesty. Elation, Your Majesty, rank 51, a 2-digit number. Up to 1,000 people within the hall had erupted in joy. A 3-digit rank compared to a 2-digit or 1-digit rank, the honor associated with each was completely different. As for the 3 from the Black Dragon Mountain, who had made it temporarily through the first round, Hong's standing was 999. Nabini's standing was 860. Luo Feng's standing was 51. From one look it was clear that Hong and Nabini could be considered amongst the elite geniuses of the Black Dragon Mountain. But Luo Feng was definitely an absolute warrior capable of making it into the top ranks of the Ganwu Universe country, a 2-digit number. Your Majesty, right now within the entire Black Dragon Mountain Island, the trillion citizens are incomparably excited. Sitting above everybody else, the Emperor's face too could hardly conceal his joy. Laughing out loudly and roaring, in this elimination, our empire has done not bad. Looking at how things are going, there may very likely be 3 people making it through. Hong and Nabini are outstanding. As for Luo Feng, ha ha, he's the pride of our Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This Luo Feng has done us great honor. Great honor. The Emperor's voice grew even brighter. We must reward him, heavily reward him. Thank you for watching.